All right, have and have not fans. This video here is pretty much just kind of going over the 2 hour premiere. Not necessarily a review because I've already done reviews on both episodes, but just to kind of give my own thoughts along with what I've been seeing in regards to fan feedback, because I've been seeing a lot of I would say a lot of mixed reviews to the 2 hour premiere. Like, don't get me wrong, when it was first announced, people were losing their minds. They're like, "Oh my God, this is great! We haven't had a extended premiere since the show first came out in 2013. This is incredible." Then the episodes happened, and there were a lot of thoughts and opinions. I didn't really see a lot of people say, "Oh, the episodes were great," and I didn't see a lot of people go, "Oh my God, they're awful." I just saw a lot of lukewarm, or it was a neutral reception to the 2 episodes. Now, before going further, make sure to get this video some love by hitting the like button. Let's try to get to 200 likes. We're talking about 2 episodes here. Go ahead and hit subscribe and hit the bell icon and select all. That way you're notified when I post new content. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. From the randomness of Derek coming to be back to the life of being a con artist to get Veronica, to the scandalous sexy scene of Alyssa dancing in the fountain, to ridiculousness of Mama Rose in a recliner in a jail cell, to the shocking moment where Vinny just put one right in the officer's forehead at the end of the episode, to the stubbornness of Hannah sitting at the bar, the WTF moments with Jeffrey and Madison, and overall the meh kind of reception from fans. I mean, I've been seeing an alarming amount of people talk about like the dialogue. Look, and this isn't new stuff because I talk about this from time to time myself, but in terms of like a noticeable amount of viewers, a lot of people were talking about the dialogue. They were talking about the acting, and they were talking about the extreme number of random new characters. And I can understand that, because during the 6-month hiatus, guys, there have been a lot, and I mean a lot, of people telling me, "Hey, I've been rewatching the episodes. All of them are on Hulu now, so I've been watching like the first couple seasons, or I've binged them all, so I've officially watched every episode." For people to now really come out and say, "Dang, the acting and dialogue is stale," that's something to really take notice of. Because when you've watched like so many episodes during the hiatus, especially again the early ones, you can tell the show was really fresh and thought out as opposed to being dragged out the way it is now. But I've said it time and time and time again, ever since 2019, when they said season 7 reshoots. Basically, I need to write a chart or a picture or make a diagram to break it down, but I've said it so many times already. What we're watching now should be the end of the show. The show was originally going to end at season 7. So the back half of season 7, which we're watching right now, this should be it. The final, I always reference Michael Jackson. This is it, the final curtain call. This should have been it. But the show got stretched out. I don't know if it had to do with renegotiations or whatever, but the show got stretched out to allegedly season 9, but that has not been filmed yet. But let me just talk about what we do know. The back half of season 7, which was originally supposed to be the end, that got pushed back an entire season. That is now the back half of season 8. So basically, the reshoot territory is the back half of season 7, and then the first half of season 8 is new content. However, what we're watching now, and then the first half of season 8, which we should be watching in 2021, that's all material which is based to connect the first part of season 7 to the back half of season 8. So the word we're looking for here is padding, fluff, dragging, whatever the case is. You know, like when you're in school and it's like you have to write, I know for people in college, I don't know if they do this in like, you know, regular what K through 12 like discussion boards. I don't know. Well, back in my old high school, I know one of my old teachers said he used Blackboard now, but more to the point, when you got like a 7-page essay or a 1,200 word essay or like a 750 word discussion board post, and you've basically typed out everything you need to answer all the criteria, but I'm like 300 words short, or I'm 2.5 pages short. You just put in fluff. You just throw in things just to kind of fill in the space. Sadly, that's what it feels like we're getting right now, because I remember what I've been saying about The Oval, about how it's a decent show, but it has way too many characters in it to really feel attached to them. That's kind of how I felt about the haves and the have-nots, and I've been saying that as well. I'm like, we're introducing all these new characters, but we still got a decent amount of characters in the show who have been there who haven't gotten any kind of development. So I still need to record a separate video going over the numerous either new characters or minor characters who are kind of getting bumps in their roles. And I'm just going to name some off the top of my head. So if I miss somebody, don't freak out. This is just me off the top of the head. Okay. Out of the 2-hour premiere, we know that Akil is going to have a bigger role because he's connected to Oliver and his father. And as a result, that's probably going to lead to some sabotage within the Charles. I don't even want to say the Charles campaign because he won the election. Let me just say Charles's election camp, so to speak. You have Alyssa, who was Erica's friend, who used to work with Candace, who now wants a piece of David. You have Laura and Samuel. Yes, they were introduced a couple episodes ago, but that was just a couple episodes ago, so I still consider them new. Yeah, okay, so I'm just okay. I forgot to count on my fingers. Blah. Alyssa, Akil, Samuel, Laura. Then on top of that, you got the 2 accountants, Don and John, who are Catherine's accountants. Tanner, who's Justin's brother, and we might actually see all of his other brothers show up and meet the hell out of him. Bear with me, my brain I had a brain fart there. I'm trying to remember them all, even though I said I shouldn't try to say them all right now. Well, I don't know if he's coming back, but Milo, the guy that Candace called to get Hannah out of the bar, Sandy Malone's black girlfriend who gave him the restraining order, I don't think we've seen the last of her, because apparently she's on another soap, The Bold and the Beautiful, the Young, I don't know, she's on one of those shows. And that's 9 characters right off the top of my head in 2 episodes, and it's like, what the hell? So, and technically, if you want to be super technical, even though she's been in the show before, it seems like Mama Rose has returned for a bigger role. So that's 10 right off the cuff. Why are we getting all these new characters? Like, when you go back and rewatch those episodes, because when I really thought about it, one way or another was the superior of the 2 episodes. I've watched that 5 times. It was a way better episode. Notice that the main cast, the Harringtons, Cryers, and Young family, they were kind of all accessories, while the secondary and minor characters were the ones who kind of pushed the narrative around. Because remember, Jim was just a prop. He was, and Jimmy. Yeah, I'm up, number 11, Jimmy. Jim was just there to be harassed by his son, Jimmy. Wyatt was there to be, again, confronted by his half-brother, Jimmy. Catherine had her thing with Mama Rose. Then you go over to Hannah. Hannah was just a prop. Hannah was just there to incite conflict at the Malone bar. And then Benny and Candace's roles were to react to that. And then with the Harringtons, Jeffrey and Madison, they were just complete waste of space. The only interesting part about the Jeffrey and Madison scenes was Jeffrey saying that let's go over to my mom's house. Like, damn, Jeffrey, that was it. David, obviously Alyssa drove that story along. And then finally, Veronica was just kind of there for the comedic value. That's pretty much it. So the titular main characters were kind of just there. It was really all these other characters conspiring against him. Jimmy with the toy gun to make Jim piss his bedpan. Jimmy, taunting Wyatt about, what? You had everything spoon-fed to you, but I'm honestly glad Jim wasn't in my life because I could have turned out like you. Then you had Akil working behind the scenes with Oliver. We find out that Candace purchased a pregnancy test. We don't know if she is pregnant. We know that she just got the pregnancy test. And then apparently, Oliver's possibly conspiring to, sabotage the entire Charles campaign overall. Then on top of that, Landon's trying to put things together, but then you got Oliver taunting him, and then Landon suspecting him of foul play. And then Alyssa, David's wondering whether or not she's being genuine, not that he cares, because he's been through enough already not to just hop in bed. And the last woman he invited into the house was a prostitute, so and he almost lost his life. I'm not going to invite another one in here, despite the fact that she's sensually dancing in my fountain. And then it's ironic because, Derek was there and he's working with Laura and Samuel to bring down Veronica. Not necessarily bring down, but basically take her for everything she's got. And then, you have Benny reacting to the news about Derek, and then Hannah reacting to the news about the Malones backing up Benny and Candace to prevent Jim from going after her children, despite the fact that she's the executor and has control over all the money. And then as a result, Candace and Benny have to go down to the bar to stop their mom. I know it sounds like I'm saying a mouthful, but that's it. That's literally what's going on. And then Speak with the Money, you got Marty informing John and Don about how the executor is the maid and how they want control of the money. And it turns out they've already moved $5 million for their own business venture. It's too much. There are too many storylines. I get it. This show, the beauty of it is the fact that kind of everything is intertwined, but that also leads to chaos. Do we really need it? Do we really need two new characters trying to take money from the criers? We've already done that. It's called Candace and Benny with Wyatt's inheritance. It's called Celine trying to sue Jim for child support, which he's paid, and I've done a complete video about that. Is Celine secretly a millionaire? Check it out. I got all the numbers, all the facts. But does that really matter, Jeremy, even though you have the facts and the dialogue? Because you have little Jimmy, who was 7 years old when he's introduced, but now he's possibly like a late teen or in his early 20s. It doesn't matter. So how was the 2-hour premiere? It was a fun ride because it felt good to get back in the saddle for the haves and the have-nots. It was amazing talking with the fans on Twitter. The live stream after the show was great. And like I said, that's going to be my new schedule. The show comes on at 8, which I think is a very fair time. I wonder how that's going to affect the ratings. Will it be higher than the 9 o'clock slot? Will it be the same as the 9 o'clock slot? Will it be lower? I don't know. Matter of fact, I didn't even bother to check the ratings. But overall, there was a lot of setup in terms. I feel like there are a lot of these secondary tier characters. It's about them conspiring against the main characters, like Oliver and Akil versus the likes of Veronica, Jim, and Candace to an extent. But overall, it's about bringing down Charles. The Malones are looking into Benny. A lot of what Benny's doing right now in Hannah is driven by, well, Derek is definitely affecting the Young family. You got Jimmy just, angry at the likes of, Wyatt and, well, specifically Jim. And then you have Derek and his crew trying to take down Veronica. Justin, of course, obsessed with Jeffrey. Alyssa with David. So I feel like again, I had a good time, but overall I'm just wondering how it's all going to play out. I just feel like there's too much going on. What's I think my grandma used to say, a whole lot of nothing. That's a whole lot of nothing. But you know what? I'm still watching the show, damn it, because I care. But overall, these weren't the best episodes, but I think I've said this in my reviews. They weren't amazing episodes, but they had a lot of shocking and OMG moments, because being that this is reshoot territory, there's a lot of things I don't know. A lot of things things I predicted may have come to light, but not exactly how I thought. Like, I knew the Mama Rose and Catherine thing was coming, but I didn't expect the recliner. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, there are still some mysteries in trying to figure out, like, Erica and David, the 12-18 reference. I don't know. But with that being said, like I said, this is just kind of like my initial thoughts to the premiere. There were some moments, but I don't think they were amazing episodes, so to speak. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree with what I said? Did you enjoy the episodes? Are you just going to continue watching? Honestly, I don't see why not, because ain't nothing else on right now. I mean, yeah, House of Pain and Assisted Living come on, but have and have nots is the haves and the have nots. Just saying. So if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Guys, I appreciate you all for tuning in to hear me babble about the show, the good, the bad, the ugly, and I'll talk to you all soon.